Yeah, no, it's Could I have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? Uh, Colleagues, wherever you are, you could stand, it's fine. But if I could just have your attention for a minute or so. I know you've made yourself comfortable and probably having your drinks, but there's been complaints laid that SABOA members generally are unfit. So what you may view as confusion is actually all part of the plan. We realize that everyone reads the notices at the front and goes and sits, but we purposely created some confusion. So I'm now going to tell you the tables that you should be really seated at, which means you've got to get up and go to your rightful tables. The RFA is table 19, Void, table 2, Cabs, table 3, E-Bus, Optibus, table 4, Scania, table 5, table 6 is got Cuba, Google Transport, and others. Table 7 is Busmark 2000. Table 8 is GBCC. Table 9 is also GBCC, and so is table 10. Table 11 is K3 Brokers, City of Tomorrow Consult, and Punch T, Safety Punch. Table 12 is Daimler, and so is table 13. Table 14 is Swane Rapid Transport, Combined Transport, Gauteng Women in Transport, but I think that may change a bit, GANS Tours. Table 15 and 16 is MAN Auto. Table 17 is Standard Bank. Table 18 is JR Co. Table 1 is the KZN DOT, and that's where our guests are seated. Table 20 is also MAN. Table 21 is the SABOA guest table. Table 22 is CTU. Table 23 is SABOA guest. Table 24 is Unitrans. And table 25 is Joburg Metro. If you could please, if you are at the wrong table, if you could please move to the right table. Thank you. Okay, if we could now make yourself comfortable so that we could start with our program this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if those that are standing, if you could please take your seats. Okay, if you could please settle down. And for those that thought I was joking, I wasn't. Sorry, Scania. Mr. Governor, please, if you don't mind. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just waiting for my colleagues from KZN to take a seat. No names mentioned, but as you can see, a bit of confusion is really what the bus industry do. We move people, be it table to table, by bus, rapid transport, you name it. So we can have a good mix here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SABOA's Gala dinner. The Honorable MEC, Mr. Sipa Slumoko, the KZN Transport Community Safety and Liaison, MEC, the Chief of Staff, Mr. Mashamba, Gauteng Department of Roads and Transport, the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Chosipo Kubeo, please forgive me if I don't pronounce the name right, Gauteng Management Agency, the Head of Ministry, Mr. SZ Sibisi, that's the KwaZulu-Natal Transport Community and Liaison, other officials from various government departments, distinguished guests, members of SABOA's Exco and Council, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocol observed. I just want to place on record that whilst I acknowledge the MEC will be joining us shortly. He is on his way here. A special welcome to SABOA's Gala Dinner 2023 at Milner's at Nasrec, held for the second year in a row in collaboration with Auto Mechanica and Future Road Expo. I hope you've had an opportunity earlier today to attend the show. For my sins, and because sorry, not white, there's a gentleman walking around with a white coat. I don't know if he took it out. You probably may not recognize him now. He's left me with no alternative but to take this position as MC. Anyway, my name is Terry Morgan, and I'm the Vice President of SABOA. And fortunately, just completed my term as President last week. Just some housekeeping rules. Please, all cell phones. I know you guys are generally busy businessmen. Please put your phones onto silent mode. The ablution facilities are on my extreme left. You can't miss it. The bar is next door. This venue is a non-smoking venue, so smoking is only permitted outside the building. I think that's where the pre-drinks were supposed to have been held, but I'm not sure if it happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we have a few speeches, so I'm going to go straight into the program, but you have on your tables, I'm afraid to say this now, starters. I'm not sure how many have already finished the starters or haven't started as yet. But so if you have any special dietary requirements, please indicate to the waiters. And I must state this up front. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not the waiter. Please. But if you buy me a drink, I'll gladly get whatever you want. So you're more than welcome. I just want to place on record that the complimentary bottles of red and white wines on your table and the non-alcoholic beverages have been sponsored by Scania. So thank you for that, Scania. Of course, any other requirements, there's a cash bar available, and that's on my extreme left. Colleagues, I'm going to move into the program, but in the delay with the MEC, I will then go straight to the President of SABOA. So our first speaker this evening will be Ms. Imogen Mwango, the President of SABOA, who will give you the President's address. Ms. Imogen Mwango, you can come forward now.
No, I think it's fine. Thank you. Don't worry, it's 5 pages, font number 9, double-sided. Honorable MEC, in your absentia, is not here as yet. Mr. Sipho Shomuga, Transport Committee Safety, Liaison, Chief of Staff, I'm not sure is he around. Mr. Chilumela Mashamba from Gauteng Department of Roads and Transport. Head of Ministry, Mr. Sibisi. I've seen Mr. Sibisi around, who's from KZN Transport Committee and Liaison. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Good evening. My name is Imogen. Mr. Terry, you've known me for so long. It's a kissing sound. Mwah. Mwango from Gauteng. Welcome to Gauteng, all the SABOA people. Unfortunately, our MC could not be around. Things happen. I was going to be excited to have our MC being part of the Gala dinner this evening as a Gauteng member. It gives me immense pleasure that evening is coming as a president of address you all tonight. I'm deeply honored that we are able to host the Honorable, unfortunately, Mr. Gidiboni and our MEC Shomuga this year's Gala. It is no secret that the bus industry has been under serious threat and is experiencing many difficulties. As an SMME myself, I can say that these have been so hard. But we are really grateful of the support that we get from SABOA, both SMMEs and big operators. The association itself has gone through many changes, and we can see that we've been trying to manage change, and change is not easy. our scholars can say the difference between change, evolution, and transformation. But I'm not sure as an association where can we put ourselves, whether we're changing or evolving or transforming. But you can see that in our midst, we're getting more ladies. Although it's not August month anymore, can I see your hands up? Come on, ladies. Come on, ladies. Yeah, thank you very much. It used to be just black tie and very few ladies. And one lady that is always be there, our dynamite from Standard Bank. And will make all these men keep quiet. She can talk 30 minutes and they will always listen to her. That's part of change for an association. And also, it's always been bus operators. What is going on now? I heard there's 20 rapid transit. So we are, I don't know whether a collaboration, amalgamation, I don't know what is going on. But one day you will never know that you'll find the bus operators being feeders to the taxis. You never know, but it comes to that in one day. But that's part of change. That's what we're talking about. That we need to manage changes in association, that we need to be open-minded. When new things come, that you must see how we are managing the change. And I mean, as an association, SABOA will always be your voice. I know sometimes that we've been always trying to say you're trying to influence the policy from our local government, from our provincial government, to our national government. Sometimes we win, sometimes we don't win. So as SABOA will always be the voice of the industry. So just stay in there, it will get there one day. Events such as this SABOA Gala dinner and an annual conference are extremely vital to ensure that the bus industry come together to take time to enjoy each other's company. But I can see EBUS is sitting with EBUS, Scania and Scania. I don't know, maybe we just need to mix a little bit, must enjoy each other's company. You can't be Monday to Friday, you're sitting with Scania person. Even here, you're sitting with your Scania person. So that's the time that we need to do, enjoy each other's company, relax, network, and deal with hard-hitting issues at play. Engaging with government also is key. I'm grateful that we have a KZN government officials. A lot of the officials that are here are from KZN. I can say we can applaud all the exco from KZN, that they brought so many officials in this event. Big up KZN. I'm embarrassed that we are in Gauteng and we've got only 2 people. So it means, unfortunately, I don't see our chairperson from Gauteng, that we need to engage more with government for collaboration and with other stakeholders. This year's annual events, a conference which is tomorrow, its theme is navigating policy uncertainty, will deal with many pieces of draft legislation and policy that are still up on the air, which have a major impact on the industry if they are implemented. Our lineup speakers this year promises to make for a very interesting and enlightening day. So we're looking forward to see you tomorrow at the conference. And ladies and gentlemen, that was my 4th page. Thank you very much and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Madam President. Our next speaker will be the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Tesepo Kobe from the Gauteng Management Agency. Mr. Kobe is a multidisciplinary engineer with more than 22 years of experience, extensive experience in managing complex projects, operations with diverse technical requirements in infrastructure, energy, mining, and predominantly in the railway environment. His career started as a civil engineer in KZN, note KZN, and specialized in rail programs and project management. He joined the Gauteng Management Agency in 2014 as the Senior Executive Manager responsible for the technical services unit. He stepped into his post as Chief Operating Officer in 2020. In the last 4 years, he's been Program Manager for the Integrated Fare Management, which includes a tingle ticketing system, a transport management center, a data management platform, and an ITS communication backbone. In addition, he's taken over the responsibility of managing the Integrated Fare Management Program for the Gauteng province. I now hand you over to Mr. Tisepo Kobe.
Thank you, Tim. That will be fine. Failing which I will use my Shop Stewart voice. First and foremost, I am definitely not Kidiboni Dialetabela. So let's get that one out of the way. So, and I'm not the MEC, and as I have been introduced, I think the bit that Terry didn't know about me is that why me and why have to come and speak to SABOA. You've heard that Gauteng has signed a new contract for all the operators. So I'm the benevolent dictator that matched the thing from where it was in January to where it was concluded in order they call it. And I say that with the humblest possible way, the benevolent dictator. And that you needed one to be able to conclude the kind of mammoth task that we've concluded. Apparently, had they told me that it had not been done in 27 years before I got the job, I wouldn't have taken it. I guarantee you that I wouldn't have taken it. And as the MEC said to me, I must come and represent her. And I thought, what would I say to the bus industry beyond the things that we know about what we've managed to achieve in the new contract and all of that. And what struck me was that, you know, throughout our conversations from back then when we started off, I think the meeting that we had, it was somewhere in March. My first introduction to SABOA was somewhere in March. What struck me was how far the bus industry has come. And in essence, not only how far it has come, but how much it was affected by not only COVID, but also what do they call it, the unsustainable contracts that had rolled over and over. 72 times, that's how many times we had rolled over. If there was a more illegal contract in the world, it was that one. 72 times it had been rolled over. And I thought, what could I say to you? And what do they call it? A writing from Brenton Bradley came to mind. He said, start where you stand. And the question is, when you ask yourself, from here onwards, where do we go? How do we rebuild the industry? How do we rebuild one of the things I've learned in Gauteng, this is the lifeblood of how we get the economy running. If the number of buses that are here in Gauteng, on the subsidy buses do not run on any particular day, it's just carnage and carnage in its true sense. And in essence, every bus, if you were to think about it, removes, if you look at a 70 seater bus, removes 4 to 5 taxis off the road. No offense to anybody who's in the taxi industry, but it is a congestion issue, and we need to be able to see it like that. And you need to be able to understand that this industry is an important part of what we are doing in what we call growing Gauteng together, through smart mobility. And how do you define smart mobility? Smart mobility is an efficient and effective transport system utilizing appropriate technologies. It's not complicated. It's an efficient and effective mobility system utilizing appropriate technologies. One of the things that has happened post-COVID is that 85% of of our ridership and people who are seeking jobs and are going are actually carried by minibus taxis. A mode of transport that was never ever intended to go beyond a 10-kilometer range. It was intended as a feeder and distribution system as a whole. Now, in essence, we are utilizing the incorrect mode of transport. But not only are we utilizing the intercorrect mode of transport, we actually are working with, what do they call it, with an inappropriate manner and that is why we have the big challenges that we have with road safety, with all sorts of other things that we have. Now, it is important, and when I, what do they call it, when I took over the role of actually managing, the public transport operating grant contracts to get them concluded, ultimately, it was important to me that this became personal. It's about not only what we just do, and as engineers, you can decide anything and design it, and you will be able to do whatever you want to do. And the question that everybody asks now is, where do we start? And I say to you, start where you stand. Start where you stand and never mind the past. The past won't help you in beginning anew. If you have left it all behind at last. And that is important why I'm saying start where you stand and why I am using this passage. One of the things that was baked into, what do they call it, into the relationship that the state had with SABOA and with, what do they call it, with the operators, it's a highly adversarial, what do they call it, contract. It was very challenging. It was impossible to resolve, what do they call it, the challenges that lie in that contract. Now, as we start where we stand right now, we have to let go. And I say it sometimes, like, in the last 6 weeks that the new contract has been, what do they call it, in operation. You can see when somebody writes me a letter, he still writes it with the mentality of the old contract. You can see the language, you can see the posture that is used in those contracts. Now, we have to let go of that mentality. The model contract that we've developed in Gauteng is one of the most futuristic and most foremost contracts that enable us to function with each other in a way that we let go of our adversarial nature. It has mechanisms in it for resolving challenges. It has mechanisms that have never ever been seen before. And what I did is I borrowed from what I understand in, what do they call it, in PPPs and years of, what do they call it, of running contracts, and have baked that into the contract in such a way. I have actually modernized the, what do they call it, the model contract. And that model contract will be the one that then will long-term wise be rolled over to other, what do they call it. Now, this is another chapter in the book. This is another race that you have planned. Don't give the vanished days a backward look. And I appeal to the industry that we have to be able to acknowledge the contract we have. We have to be able to say, we have worked hard enough to get to where we are. As we start where we stand right now, it is going to take time. One of the things that we built into that contract is a ramp-up period, which had never ever been there in any contract ever before. We have allowed the ability for that contract to be able to allow you in the next 12 months to be able to first get the industry right, fix your buses, and then acquire a new fleet, and then ultimately then operate at the proper level at which you need to be able to operate. I see the people from Standard Bank are very happy about that part of buying new buses, but it's okay. So, but you have to appreciate that you can't, they say you cannot, what do they call it, drive a car with your rear-facing mirror. You have to drive it through the windscreen. You have been, the new MEC, and it is very unfortunate, and I forgot to apologize on her behalf. She's got personal, what do they call it? She's got a personal challenge at home, and she would have loved to be here. And she had extended a silver leaf to the entire industry and said, let's start anew. Let's think differently about where we're going. She drove the, what do they call it, that whole process of developing the contract. I had to brief her every week. And I had never, ever seen, what do they call it, a senior politician deal with anything in that manner. To me, that gave me the sail of the wind in my sail that allowed me to be able to then come up with much more innovative voice and please do me a favor. In as much as a very favorable contract, it also carries some of the most challenging penalties you've ever seen. And it's not about anything else. So let me explain to you. You are in the business of delivering service. We're not in the business of penalties. We're in the business of delivering service. Those penalties are intended to incentivize us to do what? To ensure that we deliver service. They're not intended as a stick. They're intended, as you look at it, there's the one bit of it where you, if you don't operate on a day, there's a penalty and you don't get paid what do they call it, the subsidy for that day. And then there's the one where if you don't operate on the weekend and on the, what do they call it, on a Friday or on a Monday, it bites badly. But it is intended to be able to say, let no child be left without any transport. Let no worker in what do they call it in Gauteng be without the ability to be able to access the opportunities of work. We are working on what do they call it. As we talk about growing Gauteng together, we talk about our ability to be able to build a new economy. An economy that is based on new skills, on new capabilities, but it's an economy that is driven by a transport system that allows people to access the opportunities where they are. And this is where SABOA has to ensure that it spends a lot of time reflecting upon where we've come from and where we need to go. And note, I'm saying we, because I note that without us being able to immerse ourselves as government in order they call it, in the programs that you are working on, we will not be able to understand where you've come from. We have done what we needed to do because it was important for us to do so. As we continue, the world won't care about your old defects. If you can start anew and win success, the future is in your time, and time is fleet, and there is much work and strain and stress to be had. Forget the buried woes and the dead despairs. We are clear about it. The industry has struggled. We are clear about it, and we've gone beyond just simply giving you a new contract. One of the things that we will announce very soon will be a, what do they call it, a fund we're putting together to be able to empower not only junior operators to gain access to, what do they call it, to the kind of funding that they wouldn't get on a normal basis. And that fund will then enable us to be able to make sure that the transformation we sought to have in concluding this new contract is actually executed. Transformation is a very strange thing. To transform is to move in form. And when you change something, you have to change it for the better. Now, here's an important issue that I've learned over the last 15 years of being a transformation professional. It's that it's not about us cutting up what you have. It's about growing the industry. It's about us creating new routes. The province has grown. The dwelling areas are completely different from what we used to have. But the routes we run today are still the same ones that we had when, Soweto just ended here. The area of Fureng and all those areas had never ever been included. Now, there is much more opportunity for us to bring on new industry players into the space. It is important that you see it in that manner. It is not a punishment of any sort. It's about us what? Giving service to the people. And when you understand that, you understand that we didn't just seek to do this. The decision was made by Minmeg back then to say, extend the contract by 3 years. In 3 years, you would have been exactly where you were in April. In 3 years, you would have still been singing the same song about what you cannot do, about the buses you cannot buy, about your inability to be able to bring on automatic ticketing systems into your, what do they call it, into your system. And we needed to do this because we cannot transform the industry with the old contract. And as we talk to each other jovially in what do they call it, in today's affair, we need to be able to exchange that. We need to exchange the fact that transformation is for the benefit of all of us. It is not a punishment. It is not a, what do they call it? It is not something that you should scorn upon. It is something that you should embrace and then see it, what do they call it? Here is a brand new trial right at hand. The future is for him who does dare. Start where you stand. Start with what you have. And the contract has allowed for that. As I didn't say on the 1st of July, I needed you to have new buses. I simply said, let's find a plan together. let's find a way in which we're going to be able to move forward. The contract has been designed to do exactly that. All failures will not hold. All triumphs will not aid. What we've managed to achieve in the past is not going to be of any use to us in the future. Today is the thing, tomorrow soon will be. Get in the fight and face it unafraid. And leave the past and ancient history as it is. What has been has been. Yesterday is dead. And by it you are neither blessed nor bent. Take courage, be brave, drive ahead, and start where you stand. And the message today is about us making sure that we can move forward, collectively so, with us hand in hand, as what do they call it? For us as the Department of Roads and Transport in Gauteng, we are actually making sure that we are actually even setting up, a greater forum that will allow us to, work with you, as what do they call it, in the province. We're already working with the Department of Transport in KZN, and we are working hand in hand with each other. We're working with the Department of Transport out in Limpopo. And we embrace one thing. We are not only the sixth largest economy in the continent as a province, the smaller landmass, in order they call it, in the whole. And remember that I'm not saying the sixth largest economy in the country. In the what do they call it, in the whole continent. Gauteng is the sixth largest economy in the whole of the continent. But we are the lifeblood of the economy of South Africa. If this place doesn't work, the whole of South Africa doesn't work. And that must ring true for anybody being able to understand the message today. It is about us starting where we stand and us getting to the point where we move forward together to be able to create a better tomorrow for not only ourselves, as what do they call it, as businesses, but for the, what do they call it, for the people that depend on us, on everything that we need to be able to do. It is about us growing Gauteng together through smart mobility. Here's a simple thing that I've told a lot of people that know me very well. With or without you, we are going to make this province work. I thank you.
That was very insightful. Thank you, Mr. Kobe. I trust my colleagues from KZN, particularly the officials, have taken note. I look forward to signing our contracts very soon. And I'm sure the KZN operators here will agree with me. We can save a fortune in legal fees. Colleagues, whilst we wait for the MEC, we're now going to go into our musical item. And while they make their way to the front and set up, you're more than welcome to, if you haven't had your starter, to please do so. And they'll set up, and then we'll go straight into the musical item before we hopefully will have the MEC in by then, and then we'll proceed further. The Structuring Society Through Music and Arts is an organization that is led by young and vibrant South Africans who are passionate about the arts. The organization is involved in numerous projects with the aim of supporting orphanage programs, creating opportunities for youth empowerment, and other relevant macro-social intervention. In addition, they pride themselves in providing quality, inclusive, and relevant music training that develops and builds individuals by enhancing their musical capabilities, providing them with a platform to grow and showcase their talent. I now call upon the SSM Music and Arts to entertain us. If they could please make their way forward. And in the meantime, you're more than welcome to network and enjoy your starters if you haven't done so as yet. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Hello? Sorry, there's a word. I don't know what the music they were listening to. Hi, could I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, dinner will now be served to your table. Please, if there's any vegetarian or any other dietary requirements, you can have a look at the menu and just inform the waiters accordingly. Whilst you're having your dinner, we will be still entertained by the choir. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Yeah. Can I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree that structuring society through music and arts deserve a round of applause from us. Well done, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, on behalf of SABOA, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and for the entertainment. It's really much appreciated. Thank you. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue with our program. And I now want to introduce Master Drive to you. Safety, as you know, is paramount to SABOA and the association at large, and it requires that all members comply with Road Safety Code of Conduct. In collaboration with Master Drive, the association began the search to recognize top fleet operators that live the road safety ethos and demonstrate this within their companies. I now call up Mr. Eugene Herbert, the CEO of Master Drive, to tell you more about the Bus Fleet Safety Awards. Eugene?
Announce it publicly. Announce it publicly. What do they want?
Yesterday is the past. Tomorrow is the future. But today is. That's why it's called the present. Time flies over us. Yesterday is the past. Tomorrow is the future. But today is a gift. That's
Folks, could
why
we
it's
have
called
your
the
attention,
present.
please?
Time flies over us, but often leaves its shadow behind. 15,000 of us lose our lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we have your attention, please? Mr. Mayor, please, sir, we're waiting for you. Thank you. Sorry, Eugene.
Annually on our roads, costing around 189 billion a year, and an ocean of tears, trauma, and heartache, which is why we have to evolve. The time has come for a reset. The Road Safety Foundation of South Africa are poised to launch a brand new strategy to combat the carnage. The Road Safety Strategy is a fully targeted awareness campaign, bringing a new awareness of the high likelihood of an accident across the country's road network, how it affects every facet of life, every family member or colleague, friends and strangers alike. The core of the Evolve campaign revolves around the My Gift is Siposami program. It's the gift of giving to everyone in your circle and eventually the entire country. It's a pledge you make, a contract with yourself and your family or circle. a personal contract to help reduce the carnage, tragedy, and loss of life on our roads. It's time for a reset. It's time to evolve. Let the evolution begin.
Folks, I think that deserves a round of applause. If I can just share with you my journey with regard to the program that you see there, it has indirectly something to do with the Fleet Safety Awards. But I think in order to just lend some context, as Terry so kindly introduced us as starting the process of engaging with operators and drivers with a view to recognizing those who excel in road safety. I thought it was actually going to be relatively easy, but as it turned out, it hasn't exactly given us what we thought we could get out of it. For those who don't know, we run a Fleet Safety Awards for the commercial vehicle industry. And to lend some context, last year we had 110 entrants, and this year we've got 252. The final awards get given out on Thursday. And what's really nice about it, we've seen individuals step up, and we've seen corporations. Regrettably, some of the ones that are always present are there, not with a view to them not being present or not wanting there, but we would dearly love to see new role players come on board. One of the reasons why we're pushing our involvement in looking at how we can reward excellence, these are the numbers that you can see over there. The United Nations Declaration of Road Safety, or for the commitment of reducing fatalities on the roads by 50% by the year 2030. If I had to ask you honestly, how far or what progress do you think we've made? Any ideas? You're welcome to shout out. Is it a 10%, 15, 20? And I'm probably sure that most of you will agree that we've made very little significant progress with regard to that. Why? Because in many instances, as with governments, they sign to a pledge, not knowing what the commitment is or what they should do personally. We're driven, or we should be driven, in my opinion, by a commitment to a cause that is greater than our own. And one of the things that will be appealing to you is based on the quotations from well-known individuals, and I'd like you to look at Ralph Nader there. We look at vehicles and we enjoy them, we use them, and I think the earlier speaker made reference to the fact that a bus is so much more friendly or efficient in terms of taxis. But the result also is that when they're involved in a collision, the fatalities are that much greater. So if you have a look at what he indicated, Ralph Nader, the automobile has brought death, injury, and the most inestimable sorrow and deprivation to millions of people. Whatever way you look at it, a motor vehicle is a weapon. And effectively, when we put a driver behind the wheel, we are empowering them to cause death and destruction. Honestly, there are some really good guys out there, and we want to celebrate that. And that was the purpose of introducing the SABOA Fleet Safety Awards, which has been in its making for the past 6 months. But just have a look at that nice comic note there from Albert Einstein. If a person commits to the fact that they're a safe driver and they're kissing a girl, they're clearly not paying the right attention to the kiss. It sounds funny, but in reality, when we see people doing things such as distracted while driving, and what always gets to me is the fact that their cars come equipped with Bluetooth, and yet how many people do you see with their phone around their ear? That contributes toward 25%, maybe even more, of the fatalities that we have on our roads. And yet, do we see any positive movement to organizations introducing policies that would prevent them using this effectively as a weapon? So there's lots of room and progress to make. But if I can just draw your attention to what Martin Luther King, and this is where I honestly believe we are. I thought we were prior to the launch of the SABOA Fleet Safety Awards, and I trust, and maybe just a show of hands, all members who received the communication with regard to the Fleet Safety Awards. Just hands up, please. Thank you. We sent to all 800, and clearly you either don't read your mail or it's just in your spam box. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's probably in the spam box. But the next time we will direct it to you personally. Look at what he said. Out of that can come a stone, a hope. He was referring to the figures on Mount Rushmore. Now, if you and I are committed to road safety, and I trust when you look at yourself in the mirror, that you will say, at least part of me is there. Is that unreasonable? And you know how that part can evolve, which goes back to the introduction over there, and I'll tell you more about it in a moment. In a very short while, this is a decision that we need to make. Remember Mahatma Gandhi's famous quotation, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." Would you prefer to see headlines such as that on the left-hand side, or the one over there where we see breaking news? So talking about the SABOA Fleet Safety Awards, let me share with you the information. We had several esteemed judges from the AA, TUV, the SAIA Insurance, to judge the individuals that participated in two categories. So it would be the manager, fleet manager, that best epitomized their involvement in road safety. And then there was the organization. We had phenomenal response last year in the commercial vehicle industry, and I honestly was expecting the same. But we had a total of 12 responses. We've got 800 members odd, yeah, you agree? So we first thought that, well, maybe money was the incentive. You know, there was nothing for a person to enter. So we put up 10,000 Rand, still didn't change. Unfortunately, and if any of those individuals are here, thank you for entering, but I don't believe that we can judge a good representative who operates 3 vehicles. Here's another irony. One of the major operators didn't enter the SABOA Fleet Safety Awards, but they entered our commercial vehicle Fleet Safety Awards. I'm not sure where they came. We'll know on Thursday. So here's an appeal to you. We would dearly like the participation of everybody. Look at that quote again from Gandhi. We shout about the need for road safety, don't we? When we see a massive crash, we bemoan the loss of life. When we see a child, and that I think accounts for 6% of the fatalities on the road, we mourn. The sad thing is, unless that child is one of ours, it means very little. So here's an appeal to you, literally from our heart. I do believe the executive of SABOA are committed to it. So this year, or the coming year, we're relaunching the SABOA Fleet Safety Awards. If it means that we've got to do a roadshow and come and knock on your door, and by the way, you don't pay money. Maybe we should charge you, because then possibly we'd get a better response. Can I just pose a question to you? Do you think improving road safety contributes toward a growth in the economy and improved quality of life to all of us? Do you? Show of hands. Come, guys, come. Let's really get behind it. Maybe you're not paying attention. Can I just pose a question to you? Everybody ready? John's mother had 3 sons, Tom, Dick, and julle lieg hoor, you're lying. I asked you, John's mother had 3 sons. What should you have answered? John. But you know what? We are creatures of habit. What I'm asking you to do is change that habit. And if I can appeal to you, as we launch the new SABOA Fleet Safety Initiatives for 2024, that we can have as many entrants as what we have on the other awards. Remember, please, on the Fleet Safety Awards, the fleet manager gets a 40,000 Rand prize. The driver that best represents road safety and actions on their part is going to walk away with 30,000 Rand. So we believe that in the absence of government being able to offer anything to these individuals who have a difficult life, we would like to reward them, and that's part of the process. One of the reasons why I played that introduction to you earlier is that 10,000 Rand that we were going to award to the person that best represented road safety. What we decided to do, rather than give that to any nominee that didn't meet the criteria, we would be giving it to an NPO in recognition of the work that they do. I'm going to share what that NPO does. It's the Road Safety Foundation that was responsible for that. One of the actions, every long weekend that you and I are either relaxing or engaging in something, this team sits at Van Reenen's. Come rain or snow, they're there. They deliver services to all road users, absolutely free of charge. And it's been going on for 42 years. How many of you know of that organization that does that? There are a few, yeah, I know. There's Mr. Kelly, he recognizes it. So what we would like to do, and I trust this as your blessing, that 1,000 Rand, or 10,000 Rand that we were going to give to the winning fleet manager, we would like to hand over to the founding member of that organization and his name is Philip Hull. If I can ask him to come up and accept this check on our behalf, and trust that behind this initiative, more of you will follow in due course. Please, Mr. Hull. Cost us 1,000 rand to print it.
Yes, thank you. All right, folks, my dad has pretty much said it all. You didn't know he was my dad, did you? But anyhow, it's a bit incestuous. But road safety is just a really difficult industry to be in. Looking at the response just now as well, it's just not something that we're really aware of. Estimated 189 billion rand. That excludes all the pain, suffering, the quadriplegics, the paraplegics, all the rest of it. And the only way we're going to make this work, as came up so nicely on the screen, is we've got to look at it ourselves. It's up to each and every one of us. We make the difference. To try and do campaigns and policies out there that, you know, will get an entire corporate behind you. Yeah, those need to be done for sure. But it's up to each and every one of us individually. And I would really ask that you give it some thought. If each of us takes that step, we're starting to move forward. And we've got a long way to go. So thank you very much, Eugene and Master Drive. I really appreciate this. It'll certainly help towards some of the effort that we do put in. What Eugene didn't tell you, though, what we do down at Van Riemen's is a joint road safety as well as medical support. We have a medical component as well. And so sitting up at Van Riemen's with all the accidents, we're treating those people. And that's a hell of a motivation to get the road safety side going, because most of those crashes, quite honestly, should never happen. But thank you so much. Nice to have you all here, and really appreciate it.
Folks, that brings to an end the part that we wanted to share with you. And just an appeal. It's corporates who really put money in initiatives such as that. Please, I invite you to chat with Philip. If in his absence, he's going on work in this next week. You want to share with Master Drive, we will direct you to the right person. But if each of you individuals could contribute a small amount and through that create an extended effort, we can make a difference. And therefore, in the words of Gandhi, if you and I are committed to change, let's lead that change. Thank you very much for listening to me and bearing with me. Now we're going to have our Master of Ceremonies back again, and he's going to hand out some prizes.
Thank you, Eugene. I think you might as well reach here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Drive has been very generous. We have gifts to offer, and we're going to go the route of Herbert will pick a number, and each number will identify a person, and that person, when we're done, can see Rika and collect their prize. Sorry, before you read that, there is a proviso. Since it's Master Drive, no one in their company can win this prize. Thank you.
Listen, if we win it, we'll donate it back. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So here we are. By the way, just so that you know how it was worked, it's totally fair and impartial. You were given a number when you checked in. That's why you had to sign in, and a corresponding number was put in the envelope. So who is lucky number 24? Hey, come, put your hand up. 24. Do we need to spell it out phonetically?
Okay, it should be Christo Duplessis, if you're still here.
Christo,
Okay.
okay. Christo, you don't have to come
You
up
don't
now.
have to come, Christo.
Don't have
You
to
can
come
see
now,
Rika
you
when
see
you're done.
afterwards. Okay, next one. Number 146, 146. Yay, there we are. Put up your hand so that we can recognize you.
It's Mone van Lockenberg.
Okay, thank you, Morde.
Eugene,
Yes.
come closer.
Number 123.
Max,
Lucky you can
Makoso
count, eh?
Letsiba, woman, Gauteng, woman in transport.
Listen, by the way, we've got some Irish folk here. Do you know how to confuse an Irishman? Give him 2 shovels and tell him to take his pick, all right? Number 45. 45. Going
Dr.
once.
Nora, she's gone. Oh, she's there.
Okay, so we now know who you are.
Yeah, I know who it is. Okay, let's go. She's here.
Number 110, 110.
Lancelot Malinga. Okay, you can see Rika when you finish.
Number 73, 73.
Harun Tall.
Where are you? Hey, I don't know. 6, okay. Number 188, 188.
One of our guest speakers today, or supposed one of our VIPs, Mr. Mashamba.
Mr. Mashamba, where are you? There we are.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow, I thought that was Tarzan when I came here. Hey, listen, here's a quick one. Have you know the movie Tarzan? Have you ever wondered why he lives out in the jungle and he doesn't grow a beard? Ever crossed your mind? Oh, do you know in the state of Kentucky, there's a law that says you must bathe at least once a year. Something worth reflecting on, eh? Who's got a blank one? Number 92, 92, 92.
Johannes Chaw.
There we are.
Yeah.
Next one, number 108, 108.
Kirsten Bezuidenhout.
Last one was. Last one, number 95, 95.
John Fisser. Okay, those names that we called out, the one more.
Okay, yeah, we've got.
Okay, sorry, there's one more.
Guys, I don't know what's in there, but let's assume that it's a bottle of Jack Daniels, 48 years of age or something like that. So the lucky one gets to take that away. Number 231. 231.
Timothy Mado, Unitrans passenger. Timothy is in the house.
Is he here? Then we take another one. Number.
Okay.
Okay. Can I go ahead, Mr.
Go for it.
30. And is that
Danny
all?
Ross.
Okay. Okay, and then we've got
Yeah.
one big prize still.
Which one is it?
Compliments of CTU. Where's CTU?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
you. Thank you, Eugene. And Master Joy. Colleagues, we'll now move on to our SABOA's diamond sponsor. As a non-profit association that survives on membership we are extremely grateful to have sponsors to partner us with wonderful events such as these. Tonight's function has been sponsored by our diamond sponsor, CTU. Please can you give them a round of applause in appreciation. I now call Mr. Oscar Shabalala, the Business Development Head and Stakeholders Relation, to say a few words.
What a program. Thank you very much, Program Director, Terry. Members of government, SABOA executive and various structures, members of SABOA, associate members, corporate community, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, fellow industry leaders, all protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to SABOA Gala event. It is an honor to stand before you as the diamond sponsor of this remarkable occasion. The theme of tonight's event, along with the conference for tomorrow, is navigating uncertainty. This is something that deeply resonates with our mission at CTU. We understand that uncertainty is a constant in our lives, especially in the dynamic world of business and transportation. As we gather here tonight, we celebrate not only our journey that we have embarked on, but also the collective strengths that propel us forward. Colleagues, in 1991, CTU was established with a vision to bridge the insurance gap for the commuter transport owners in South Africa. We recognize their tireless contribution to our communities, our country, and its economy. Over the years, we've grown to become the largest specialist provider of motor and related insurance to the broader commuter transport industry. Our commitment to safety, reliability, and innovation has been the driving force behind our success. The heart of our operation lies in our understanding of the unique needs of our clients, that being yourselves, the commuter transport owners, who form the backbone of the commuter transport industry. We acknowledge your sacrifices, the dedication, and the risks you undertake on a daily basis. It's with this understanding that we've developed a range of comprehensive insurance that is tailor-made for your needs. Colleagues, we do this with a firm commitment to passenger, driver, and pedestrian safety. Our journey has been one of continuous evolution. We've adapted to market fluctuations, embraced emerging technologies, and forced strategic partnerships. Speaking of partnerships, it gives me great pleasure to announce our recent collaboration with Sinayo, a 100% Black female-owned investment firm. This alliance exemplifies our dedication to transformation in the commuter transport industry and underscores our commitment to innovation and inclusion. As we gather here tonight under the theme of navigating uncertainty, I'm both honored and excited to share with you how CTU not only is navigating, but also shaping the future of our commuter transport industry. Our commitment to excellence extends beyond our insurance product. It encompasses initiatives that uplift, empower, and innovate. Allow me to shed light on two remarkable initiatives that underscore our dedication to the industry enhancement. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me. Thank you. Firstly, we take immense pride in our collaboration with the Holland Highway Heroes program. This is an initiative that recognizes unsung heroes of our roads, that being the bus drivers who navigate our roads with utmost skill and responsibility. Through this program, we celebrate safe driving behavior, encourage responsible road habits, and acknowledge the remarkable contribution that our bus drivers contribute to road safety. Their commitment resonates deeply with our mission, which is putting safety first and ensuring a secure journey for everyone. The second initiative that I'd like to share with you is our involvement in Women Inspiring Women in Insurance. This is an initiative that showcases our commitment to gender equality and the empowerment of women within the transport industry. This groundbreaking initiative not only focuses on upskilling women within the industry, but also on breaking the gender stereotype. We believe in the power of transformation, and that's why we are not just teaching women to drive buses, motorcycles, trucks, and taxis, but also providing them with entrepreneurial skills to lead and manage logistics companies. By empowering women in this male-dominated sector, we are not just shaping careers, we are shaping the future. Can the ladies acknowledge that? Ladies and gentlemen, these initiatives encapsulate our core values of safety, inclusivity, innovation, and collaboration. We believe that by recognizing and empowering those who drive our industry, we are steering it forward to a brighter future, even in the midst of uncertainty. At CTU, we believe that uncertainty is not a hindrance, but an opportunity. We've turned challenges into stepping stone, uncertainty into innovation. Our solutions are not just about insurance coverage, but empowering clients to navigate through the unknown with the utmost confidence. Tonight, as we stand together at this prestigious event, we celebrate the achievement of the commuter transport industry. We celebrate the resilience that unites us as the face of uncertainty. As a diamond sponsor, we are here to express our humble gratitude to this industry, to our partners, our clients, who have entrusted us with their safety and security. In conclusion, I want to extend my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you. It's your trust, your resilience, your determination that inspires us to keep pushing boundaries and innovating. Let us continue to navigate uncertainty together, leverage of our collective strengths, and create a future that is safer and reliable and more prosperous for all. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank you once more, and may this evening be filled with inspiration and aspiration and shared aspiration. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. And if you could just do us the honors and let's pick a number. CTU has offered that all those gifts as one gift. Go for it. Okay, Mr. John Kamede, Joburg Metropolitan Bus Service, is the proud winner of this gift. Do you want him to come forward, Oscar? John, if you could please come forward. Yeah, Oscar has explained that the basket of goodies doubles up as a lap desk. Oh. Thank you and congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, we almost at the end of our formalities. I just want to place on record an apology that we received from the MEC of KZN. He's been called to an urgent online meeting with the Premier regarding the Reed dance to be taking place this weekend. So he extended an apology. He did indicate that if we are still here, by the time he's finished, he'll join us, but we're not sure. So apologies from the MEC. Before desserts get served, just a little reminder that the conference tomorrow starts at 8:30 with registration starting at 7:30. I think all that's left for me to do is to tell you to sit back and enjoy a popular artist by the name of Ria Leroux, who's going to be entertaining us shortly. Ria is a well-known singer who is popular for her energetic and crowd-interacting performances. She's been on many Jacaranda FM and TV shows and is currently the #1 on the Red Fox Music Top 20 charts. Before I hand you over to Ria, I just want to point out that we have a selfie box at the back. Please, if you could use them. And finally, let me just say thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we look forward to seeing you at our conference tomorrow and the dinner, and the gala next year. Thank you. Over to you, Ria.